Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing a pen from Kaweco and it is this. This is the Kaweco Bronze Sport. So the Kaweco Sport model, in all its versions, the AL, the Skyline, the Classic, all of that follows a very similar form and function. It's a small pocket pen that when you post it, it becomes a pretty good size pen in your hand. And this version being bronze obviously has a good amount of weight to it. Kaweco is a German company with a long history. It's a mixed history of success and, sort of being bought out by different brands. And where it sits now in the market, they hold a very strong place, particularly in this kind of like everyday carry fountain pen, be it the standard sort of plastic sports or things like this bronze version. In fact, I recently released the piston version, which I'll show in the size comparison. So today I'm going to talk about the parts and features of this pen. We'll do a writing sample, pros and cons, and all that kind of stuff. Starting at the top of the pen, you get a silver colored or chrome colored little ring disc in the top, that says Kaweco with their logo. The trim on this pen is like that chrome colored. And then the cap has its traditionally faceted body, which continues along and then tapers slightly down onto the step down onto the barrel, which continues along. And then we get this dimpled end there. And it's all made from solid bronze. You unscrew the cap in less than a turn. It's like 2/3 of a turn, which is awesome. And then you post the barrel on the back there and you get a really nice size pen in the hand. As I said, this pen needs to post, and they post incredibly securely. Now when you look at the section, you get these little threads and they're a little sharp perhaps, and then this little hourglass section, if you will, and then a small nib, the traditional nib for the Kaweco Sports, made steel nib. And this is a medium version, and there is the standard plastic bead. Now, the Kaweco Sport model, and this is across all the variations of the model except for the piston, is a standard size cartridge converter pen. Now, it's a small pen, so it's not going to take a standard converter, but you can get converters like this. This is the Kaweco branded piston converter, and it's a simple push-pull converter. So you push and pull that rod up to pull a little plunger up within the converter. But it is very, very much a pen that is designed to be used primarily, I suppose, with cartridges. It doesn't come with a converter, but yes, you can get these separately. If you're using cartridges, I do suggest you clean them and reuse them. It actually gives you a really, really great capacity on this pen. Obviously, the pen is all metal, so I would not advise eyedropping this just in case there is any reactions with the ink itself. This pen is not made with a clip, but you can buy a clip separately. I just had the silver version here to match the trim on the pen. And these run you a few extra dollars, but I like it I like the model with a clip. So you simply slide that clip into place, and it's fairly secure on there. You can get gold clips, and sometimes you can even get like a bronzy colored clip. But as I said, because this pen has silver trim, I chose to go with the silver for this one. Now, as I said, I had this in a medium nib, and that is what this pen came with, but it does come with a range of nibs from extra fine through to double broad. But because it is that standard Kaweco Sport size nib, you can get a range of nibs, as I said, from extra fine through to double broad, but also the calligraphy nibs that will fit on this pen if you want to give your writing a bit of flair. In fact, I recently bought one of these nibs in a double broad and ground it down to an architect for one of my Kaweco Sports, and I absolutely love it. There is also a 14 karat gold version of this nib available, but that is going to really bump the price up by quite a lot. I'm going to talk about the price of this pen at this point. So in Australia, this pen retails at full price at 349 Australian. I've seen it as low as 310, and obviously there are discounts and sales and things that you can get depending on the retailer. It retails for more than double the price of the brass. I do like the brass sport, but I've got a lot of brass pens, so I decided to get the bronze here, even though it is quite a significant jump up in price. The US price is around the $200 mark. Yeah, so it is more than double the price of the brass version, but it is a very, very nice pen and a beautiful material. Okay, here we have a size comparison. I have the Piston AL Sport here. I have the Bronze Sport, obviously, a standard Kaweco Sport, and then a Lamy Safari. You can see this is a pocket pen. It is designed to be a pocket pen. It is much smaller than something like a full-size pen like the Safari. So obviously, as a pocket pen like this, it is not designed to be written with in this format. You could probably tick a couple of things off a to-do list, write down a couple of words, but it is designed to be written with posted. You can see it's slightly longer than the regular Sport and slightly longer than the Piston Sport, which is actually smaller than the others, but all are dwarfed there by the Lamy, of course. Okay, in terms of posted length, it's once again longer than the Piston. It's slightly longer there than the standard Sport, and once again much shorter there than the Lamy Safari. But one other pen I wanted to just quickly put it alongside is another Kaweco Sport, and that is the AL Sport here, which is a beautiful pen. This is a beautiful red version of it. You can see there, it actually really dwarfs the AL. The AL posts much, much shorter than the bronze. So what are the dimensions of the Kaweco Bronze Sport? Well, it's 105 millimeters when it is capped. It's 100 millimeters or 10 centimeters when it is uncapped, so it is very small. And then when it's posted, it comes in at 135, which makes it a really nice size in the hand. The width of the section is 9 millimeters, and that's one of my only sort of issues with the Sport model in general, is that the grip is a little bit narrow, but it's very, very usable. And around the cap is 13 millimeters, so it's decent size. Where this pen comes into its own is in the weight. It is 45.5 grams, so almost 46 grams, which is around the same as the brass Sport, but it is quite a heavy pen. Now, the balance of it, I actually think it's a little off balance, back weighted. But if I'm writing with it and I just hold back ever so slightly further, I get a nice distance from the page, and the balance really, really actually feels very nice. But if you're holding down on that thin section there, it does feel a little bit back weighted to my hand. Okay, time for a writing sample with the Kaweco Bronze Sport fountain pen. This has a medium steel nib, and the ink in this today is Pilot. Roshizuku Yamabudo. Great, great ink. Like, astounding ink. Let's do some writing. So this is 90 GSM Clairefontaine paper. So it is exceptionally smooth paper. It's, it's a nice coated fountain pen friendly paper. And this pen writes insanely smoothly on it. There are very, very, very occasionally a slight, and I mean the slightest of slight hard starts, and you can see it there on the B of bronze. It is so minuscule that you barely notice it most of the time. But I will just be tuning the nib ever so slightly after this review just to eradicate that, because this writes so beautifully that it deserves to be perfect. And I actually really enjoy the weight of this pen in the hand for writing. It writes so effortlessly, almost under its own weight, which is just beautiful. That was me, by the way, not the pen. Fast writing. I don't really have any issues with that here. No hard starts, nothing like that. Well, no ink starvation, sorry. But it writes really well. It's got a nice sort of, I would say it's on the wetter side, definitely. And this ink is a nice sort of wet ink as well. Reverse writing, doable, a little scratchy, a little drier, but very, very doable. But for everyday writing, this pen writes so beautifully. Now, obviously, this is a pen designed for everyday writing. You don't get a pocket pen, you know, to sit on your office desk. This is the sort of pen that you do carry around, that you want to have with you. And the fact that it writes so well is an absolute winner. Okay, so what are the pros and cons of the Kaweco Bronze Sport fountain pen here? Well, firstly, it's not necessarily a con, but it doesn't come with a clip. But you can obviously buy one. It doesn't need a roll stop because of these facets, but you can buy the clip and makes it very, very functional. I would like the clips to be more secure, but it does an okay job. Another issue I have, well, that some people may have, is just the sheer weight of the pen. It is very heavy. If you like lighter pens, this is not one for you. And when it is, you know, in writing mode, so posted, if you are holding down on that narrow grip there, you do feel the weight of the pen back in your hand. So if you do hold it slightly further back, just on the threads or just beyond, it fixes the balance almost completely. But these threads are not super smooth. They are slightly sharp and you do feel them under your fingers. They may smooth over time and just a little bit, but you can definitely feel them under your fingers. Also, the fact that the pen isn't provided with that push-pull converter is, I think, ridiculous. When you're buying a pen that in Australia retails for close to $350, I think it should come with it. That's just my thought. But as I said, it comes with a cartridge, and for good capacity, using cartridges and reusing cartridges is probably your best option anyway. But there is so much to love about this pen, like so much. Firstly, I like the design, form and function of the Sport model. You know, it's a great pen model. It's very popular. It's not everyone's flavor, but if you like it, you really like it. It's an insanely practical pen, which is really nice. I think it's got a really nice nib on it. I enjoyed this particular nib a lot. Kaweco nibs can be hit and miss, and I've got a number that I love and a number that I don't love so much, but they are easily replaced, and you can get them in a wide variety of nib options, including, as I said, that gold nib, which will run you up at a higher expense, but it is available nonetheless. I think the material feels awesome in the hand. I do like heavy metal pens. They're not my go-to, but I do like them. And I have a big fondness for brass pens, and obviously here for this beautiful bronze pen. And one of the things I love about brass and bronze is that it will patina. Now, I've been using this one for a few weeks now, and you can see, for instance, that little line there, which is the posting line. So when I've had it in my hand, that is, anything that's in touch with air and moisture and your hand oils and stuff will change color slightly. So even if you look at like the grip section here in comparison to around here that hasn't been held quite so much, you'll notice a difference, and that will continue to patina. And I'll just quickly show a photo here of this pen without too much patina on it, next to one that bronze model that has been out in the air for quite a while, and you'll see the difference. You can polish it, you can clean it and maintain it, but I actually quite like the patina. And I like that the pen will patina depending on how you use it, how you hold it, and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I just like the fact that that grip section is now changing color, and you're getting a bit of different variation in the color and where the patina is sort of developing. I really, really like that. So this was the Kaweco Bronze Sport review. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. It all helps the algorithm and helps me continue to grow the channel and make more content for you. If you've got a way you'd like to support the channel, I would really love to hear from you. Your support means the world to me. As I said, I want to keep making amazing content for you, so all support is very much appreciated. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.